In today's video, we're going to learn how to install the Wave Expansions and Soundpacks from Roland Cloud to the Jupiter X. First off, let's begin by going to rolandcloud.com. If you don't have an account, let's begin by creating one now. Once you've created an account, let's download and install Roland Cloud Manager. Once you've installed Roland Cloud Manager and signed in, you'll see something that looks like this. On the left, you'll see hardware. Let's click here. From here, you'll see various Roland hardware across the top. Select Jupiter X and you'll see all the sounds available for it. First, let's install a Zen-Core Soundpack. These sound packs focus on a particular genre or style, or may be influenced by a particular artist. They use the Zen-Core bass engine to create new tones without adding any new waveforms or new synthesis engine. Let's pick Crystal Mood. Once you've purchased Crystal Mood, it will show up in your library. Click on Library on the left side of Roland Cloud Manager, and then you can filter so things are easy to find. Set series to Jupiter X XM. Now look for SDZ001 Crystal Mood and click Download. Now prepare a USB flash drive formatted with your Jupiter X. Now I'm going to take my USB flash drive and put it into my computer. Now all we have to do is copy the file that you want to import onto your USB flash drive, and remember, it's an extension .sdz. So I'm going to click on the folder for Crystal Mood, and I'm going to go into my Jupiter X USB, and I'm going to drag and drop that .sdz into the sound folder. Now let's make sure that it's inside, and yes it is. And now I'm going to go ahead and eject my Jupiter X USB drive from my computer. First, you need to make sure your Jupiter X is updated to the latest version available. Now let's reinstall my USB thumb drive back into the Jupiter X. Okay, now that we have the USB thumb drive back in my Jupiter X, I'm going to press the menu button. Now I'm going to use my cursors and go down to the utility page, and I'm going to press enter. Now I'm going to cursor down to import tone and press the enter button. Now the first time you install, the user license registration screen appears. To execute, use the cursor button to the right to select OK and then press the enter button. Now as you can see, here are all the 32 tones that are inside the Crystal Moods.sdz. I'm going to go ahead and hit the cursor to the right to import. And let's go ahead and cursor right to execute. And yes, I am sure, cursor to the right and press enter. Okay, great. Now let's go ahead and press enter for OK, and we're going to exit one time until we get to the front. So now let me show you where those tones live. I'm going to press and hold the scene button, and I'm going to choose scene bank 16, and I'll choose any of the scenes in here. Great. And as you can see, it is an initialized scene. Now we're going to go into the model bank, and if we go down, we will see right here that we're going to choose the user area, which is 16. And now you can go ahead and use your knob and go through the different tones that are available from the Crystal Moods. Next, let's install a wave expansion. A wave expansion is like a virtual expansion board with new waveform and lots of new patches. These usually focus on a certain instrument, instrument type, or also a genre or style. Let's go back to Roland Cloud Manager and again select Hardware and Jupiter X. Here you'll see Wave Expansions. Let's select EXZ001 Stage Piano 1. Once you've purchased the title, it will be available in your library. Find it and select Download. Okay, now I'm ready to go ahead and transfer the files. So I'm going to go inside my EXZ file, and I'm going to drag it to the root directory of my Jupiter X thumb drive. Now that I've transferred the .exe file inside my flash drive, I am going to eject the flash drive from my computer. Now before installing my USB thumb drive back into my Jupiter X, I'm going to make sure my Jupiter X is powered off. Now that my Jupiter X is powered off, let's go ahead and insert that USB thumb drive. Now while pressing the enter button, turn on the power of the Jupiter X and wait for the expansion screen to appear. As soon as the expansion screen appears, you can let go of the enter button. Now, as we see, to install, I'll go ahead and cursor to the right. And now you see the .exe file, and once again, cursor to the right to install. And now it's going to ask, do I want to install the expansion? And yes, I am sure, so I'm going to go ahead and use my dial, highlight OK, and press enter. Okay, now that the installation is complete, let's press enter, and now we can power off our Jupiter X and then power it back on. Okay, now that the Jupiter X is powered back on, let me show you how to access those sounds. So I'm going to go ahead and press and hold scene and choose a scene bank. I'll choose 16, and I'll choose any of the scenes within that bank because they will be an initialized scene. Now I'll go ahead and hit model bank, and I'll go to 16 where my users are, but check this out. If I cursor up, I can go ahead and spin the knob, and that's where I am going to find my .exe files. There is the stage piano, and now I can cursor down and scroll through the different tones that are available from that .exe file.